with Ad and Kelz, but again, it's just me today. Kerrie is putting Reese to sleep for a little afternoon nap, but she's probably ended up falling asleep herself. So today, we're joined by Marc, and Mr. Marc Perry. He has just finished his 12 weeks in the Back in Charge Blueprint. So we're going to have a little chat about that. Going to talk about how he's been getting on with it, talk about how it's impacted him, talk about what his struggles were with it, just generally just having a chat to see what's going on in the world with Marc. So, Marc, we're going to do it differently this week, like when we have someone on. So Before we start, I should have told you this before.
Yeah.
Who is Marc? Who is Mr. Marc Perry?
Who am I? That's a good question. You should have maybe prepared for this one. So I'm a dad of two brilliant children, and I'm a granddad now as well. So my eldest daughter had her son, rather, my grandson on New Year's Eve. So that's fantastic. Kind of family is very important to me. Enjoy work, enjoy the relaxation side of things. Yeah, that's me.
Nice. So you're a granddad at the right young age of
47.
47, right?
Yeah, daughter 22, amazing. I'm 47. So yeah, it's a smashing little fella. So he's coming up to one in December he'll be.
Yeah, that's it. It's like you shared a picture, didn't you, in the group? Which I think, did we use that picture today? Didn't we? I think
yes.
we
did. That's right. Yeah.
Right. And I thought it was great how you said that the amount of weight you've lost is like equal or more to this little man. And
so that's exactly it. On that day, so I met them for coffee, and on that day, they just held that week rather. They just had their weigh-in, Lillian's weigh-in, and on the Friday beforehand, obviously I had my weigh-in as part of the program, and at that point I'd lost 27 pounds, and Ted is a growing boy, and he weighed 27 pounds as well. So yeah, sat on my lap was exactly the weight that I'd lost at that point. So it was good to visualize. Normally people use bags of sugar or things like that, but yeah, I use a little human.
That's it. It's more, it's more relatable then, isn't it?
Absolutely,
more relatable. Cool. So let's take you back. Let's take you back just over 12 weeks. And why did you get in touch?
Why did I get in touch? So I'd lost weight before a while back, and obviously then the pandemic hit, and I kind of obviously use that as an excuse where your diet could slip and your exercises could slip and that sort of stuff. So I basically gained the weight through poor dietary habits and snacking, and I stopped the running and that sort of stuff. So that kind of put the weight back on, and then I was finding myself actually getting worse in terms of I've got asthma as well. So my asthma was getting worse as I was trying to do different things, trying to do running again on my own, and trying to do the diet plans again on my own. So I thought I knew it from when I'd done it beforehand and was successful, but struggled with that motivation. But actually kind of realising that if I go for a long walk and then getting out of breath and needing my inhalers, not a good place to be. So it's a bit of a realisation, but I was struggling to go back and do what I did before. So I did slimming well before, and it worked at that time. But obviously the longevity didn't sustain that with the 2 years of COVID pandemic and so on. So I needed to. The challenge I faced was kind of holding myself accountable. And obviously, you kind of know what you should do. It's eat less and move more kind of approach. But actually, when it comes to doing it, I kind of just would start with good intentions at the beginning of the week, and then write that off. If I had a takeaway on the Wednesday night, I'll start again on Monday, and kind of then Monday comes and you've had a few beers over the weekend or whatever, and it's kind of it's just
you start the following Monday.
Absolutely, yeah, and just writing that week off.
I'm feeling a bit rough on a Monday, so yeah, I just take it easy today.
Exactly, all of that.
Tuesday, and then Tuesday comes. It's like, it's Tuesday.
Yeah, tomorrow never comes, does it? As they say. Yeah. So it was exactly that. So I just needed. I knew deep down I needed to do something, and I wanted to do something because I wasn't seeing Ted grow up, my grandson grow up, and that sort of stuff. I didn't want to have the asthma problems, and obviously potentially worse. It goes into diabetes if you get too big and all that, or heart problems if you go too big and whatever. So yeah, everything just clicked. I needed to do something, but I didn't know what that something was. So that's when I kind of stumbled across yourself on LinkedIn and stalked you from there.
I remember you said that. Yeah, I was stalking you. I was like,
Yeah,
that's the thing on LinkedIn. You always see the people who viewed your
absolutely.
profile, and
Yeah,
there's
it's a bit like, yeah, plugging up the courage was the thing to do.
yeah,
Once that's always the hardest step, and I think it's kind of going for it, and then once you've done that, obviously it's a lot easier. But it's just that initial step.
that's it. Yeah, no, totally. You said something like you just then that the longevity of what you did before was why you didn't go back to what you did before.
Yeah, so I lost 4 stone previously, kind of
Which is
over.
great, right? That's great.
Yeah, absolutely, and that was over a long period of time though. So obviously your program was over 12 weeks, but I lost 4 stone over probably about a year, which was absolutely fine. But the where I struggled was getting back into it once the weight started going back on. So I didn't put the full 4 stone back on. I was probably about 3 and a bit, but getting close to it. But I did try and do, so I went back to swim world to a few classes, and it just wasn't the same. I don't think. I like the food, the way swim world worked in that regard, but actually it was all too easy to come up with an excuse, as I say, to if you miss a swim world week, you go back the next week, you pay another £5 and that's it, kind of stuff. Whereas they don't really hold, in my view, they didn't hold me to account in terms of what I was doing, and that's what I think I needed, just to put that switch back in my mind. It's easy to say, but I think if the pandemic hadn't hit, I probably would have left the weight off because I was in that routine. I'm very much a creature of habit and structure and that sort of stuff. So I just needed to break that cycle back, and that's exactly what I liked about your program was it gave me the tools to be accountable, it gave me the wider knowledge that I wanted, and actually it was just about reprogramming what's up there in order to do that, really.
That's it. Nice, because that's the thing, what you said about the knowledge and the tools to be able to do it. Because like myself and what Kerrie speak about all the time is, and also like when we spoke to you on the initial call, this isn't just a 12-week weight loss program.
No.
But I'm thinking, when I speak to you next year, the year after that, I'm thinking then. So like when I speak to you then, it's like you're still doing the same things, the same habits, same behaviors that you were doing in the blueprint.
Absolutely, yeah, and that's what it is. I think you positioned it. I think you called it habit stacking at the beginning, and that's exactly right. It's I think where I am that structured person and like that order, it's a lot easier just to do little changes. I think as humans, we're not a big fan of change, are we? So particularly big change. So I think it doesn't come naturally to most of us. Whereas actually just little subtle tweaks here and there is much easier, but actually they're also sustainable. And that's what I found in the 12 weeks. I don't think there's anything in the 12 weeks that hasn't stuck. Even obviously I'm only a week out of it, but I've managed. I just still do at the end of the program, and now what we did back in week 1. And I don't think about it. It's just second nature.
That's it. So come on, Em. Like people watching, there's people online watching. We've had a few comments. One from Paul. So he's watching. I don't know if you saw that flash up, but he was like, "Well done, Marc. Great achievement." So like, come on, Em. Like, how much did you lose?
So I work in old money, so I lost £29, so 2 stone 1 pound, which I was chuffed to bits with. I think in my wildest dreams at the very beginning, we had the conversation, and I was hoping to lose 2 stone. I didn't really think I would do that in 12 weeks. I think kind of I was going to be happy with whatever weight loss, but I was happy kind of at the 12 weeks in the back of my mind to get to kind of say just over a stone, 1.5 stone, that sort of level. But to actually get to £29, I was chuffed to bits with. And obviously that's then going to continue just to, I want to lose a few more pounds. And that'll kind of, my plan is probably in 3 weeks, I would have got to where I'm going to be comfortable standing. I'm not going to be kind of, being too thin doesn't suit me, I don't think, if you make sense. So I'll get down to kind of probably around 14 stone is where I'm going to try and land. Importantly, I've got the tools as well as to what I need to then do to maintain that, as opposed to kind of I'm not kind of just left at the end of that. I know once I'm there, actually these are subtle tweaks I just need to make to go back to it.
That's it.
That's the important bit as well.
That's it. Nice. So you've lost 2 stone in 12 weeks.
2 stone 1 pound. Don't forget that.
2 stone. Right. Okay. 2 stone 1 pound. Like exactly right. You can't forget those pounds.
No. No, it's
And
and that's exactly it. It was little incremental bits across each week, and that's the important bit. I sound silly. Ultimately, standing on a pair of scales, but the elation that you get when you stand on that pair of scales and you see the number changing, particularly from a stone down to a stone below that, or the big number down to a slightly less big number. Actually, that's kind of what's motivated me to keep getting on those scales.
That's it. And let's be honest, right? I said this to you the other day. Your graph, your weight loss graph, is boring.
Yeah.
Like it is. You look at it and it's just a straight line, apart from 1 week where you gain weight.
Yeah, I gained £1 one weekend. Yeah.
You know, that's it. You know, so like, but that's the thing, right? It's not about drastic changes. We're not looking for, like, you've lost two stone 1 pound. Okay, like as Kelz says, like, come on, Ads, pay attention. You know, like I've got to pay attention. So, but that's the thing, right? By you losing just £2 on Monday to Friday, then £1 over the weekend, £2 Monday to Friday, it compounds.
Yeah, absolutely.
It compounds, and also it builds that belief in you that you can do it.
Yeah.
Because if you'd have had like 1 week where you lost like £5, and then another week where you then rebounded back up a couple, then down and up, and you know, that would have been, you know, that for some people that could be hard work.
Yes. Yeah, I don't think that's then sustainable. I think because of how the plan worked for me in terms of subtle tweaks, that enabled me to kind of what I did on the weekend before I went shopping. I sat down and did my meal plan for the week. Breakfast and lunch is quite easy. They're quite. I don't mind them being the same most days. And then the evening meal. So the one thing is, food is very important to me. I absolutely love food. I love any cuisine. I love going out for dinners. Love takeaways, etc. So I had to then I kind of ensure that I still got the enjoyment out of food, and I do. But actually, by sitting down and doing that piece at the beginning, enabled me to know what I was going to do for the week, and it gave me that structure that I like to be able to do that piece. But again, that wasn't a hardship to change, so it was just kind of that focus for probably half an hour before I went shopping.
That's it. Now look, someone on Facebook, I can't see who it is because their name's not coming up and it's commented. But they've said, keep it up for the future. Don't be one of the 95%, be one of the 5%. So what this, by the way, whoever this is, can you just comment to say with your name so I can see who it is, right? Because I would like to know this. But also it's this is what we say is that there's such a high percentage of people that when they lose weight, they then put it back on. That's the 95%. Whereas this person's be one of the 5%, right? So this is where, you mentioned earlier about the habits, and we call it habit stacking, and we go really, really slow. Okay, it's actually Graham, one of the guys that was in this. He was Graham, that's one of the guys, right? So he understands it, and if Graham's watching this, he finished a couple of months ago. So Graham, let us know how you're getting on now as well. But that's the thing, right? By we do the habit stacking, we take it nice and slow, so then it's achievable.
Yeah, and also that's absolutely right. I'd also add in there though, but as I just said, I like my food, I like eating out, and I still ate out. I went to Italian restaurants, which traditionally are kind of high cheese, high cream, and all that sort of stuff. And I've managed to eat out several times during that, kind of during the program. I had takeaways as I would normally have done beforehand, with subtle changes, but I still had them. So actually, you're not eating bread and gruel or kind of anything depressing or whatever. It is you're able to make those choices, which is important then for that sustainability, I think, because I'm always going to eat out. A lot of my social life impacts it revolves around eating out. So I'm still going to be able to do that as I did it in the program when I lost weight.
That's it. And there was a week as well, wasn't there, when your partner was away and you took your daughter to Harry Potter World or something like that, wasn't it? So you got takeaways or something a few times in 1 week. Is that right?
I had 3 evening meals, or just kind of two takeaways, and an evening meal out at a restaurant, and then obviously at Harry Potter World, you kind of you know what these theme parks are like with terms of their choices. So I ate lunch there. I'm not one for taking sandwiches with me or whatever, so we ate there as well. So yeah, 3 evening meals out, and then obviously lunch at Harry Potter World as well. And the evening meals do include the drink. You know, when we went out for a meal, they do include alcoholic drinks as well. So you know, nothing was off limits in that way. You just build it in.
That's it. Nice. So you feeling confident for the future?
Yeah, absolutely. Without a doubt. I think I better be, because I'm going to buy a new wardrobe of clothes first. So I can't keep affording to replace reporting wardrobes of clothes if I keep going back.
I'm sorry. That's the thing, right? You know, it's not just the cost of the program you got to think about. No. It's the cost of all the clothes you got to buy after the program.
Absolutely.
Your body shape. That's the thing.
Yeah, right? I was. We're out this weekend.
Sorry, Mark.
That's all right. We're out. I'll get this country out of recession on my own. We're out for dinner this weekend, Carly. Obviously, we went to quite a nice restaurant, and I was trying on a shirt that I intended to wear. It's one that I bought as the weight started going back on, so it wasn't at my biggest. And I just tried it back on this morning, funnily enough, before going out tomorrow. And yeah, even that, I've only worn it twice, but that shirt's now too big for me. So yeah, I do need to look at that sort of stuff. But it's a nice problem to have.
Well, that's it, right? It's better than buying clothes a larger size.
Yeah, I've done that as well recently. Obviously, when I started putting the weight on, so I had to do that. But yeah,
this is a better. Like, this is going to feel better.
The best way of doing it. Absolutely.
This is the best. You know, that's the thing, right? You know, yes, you are doing it. Yes, you had to buy clothes when you're getting bigger.
Yeah.
But look at how you're going to be feeling now when you go into those shops.
Absolutely.
You know, you're not going in there now thinking, I've got bigger, I've got fat, I've got to buy bigger clothes. Now you're going in there, I've got to buy new clothes because I'm feeling good, I'm looking good, I've got more energy. That's the thing, right? It's a shift you can complete. That's it.
Yeah.
So look, Graham's just chipped in again. And so this is the thing, right? This is good confidence for you as well, Mark, that you can keep it up.
Yeah.
Because like Graham, he's like saying, I'm still going strong. I've now dropped 17 kilos, a total of 37 pounds. So that's like, but this is good for you as well. Like this is just reinforcing the fact that if you keep doing it, you don't need to change it.
No, absolutely. And I did see, obviously, kind of when I first, I think it was week 3 or 4 into the program, we obviously did one of these coffee and chats with Simon, one of your previous clients who he'd finished before I started, and he was saying the same thing. I mean, obviously, he had great results in the program, and actually, I can't remember how long it was. It was a few months after he left the program, and you're having a chat with him, and again, I think I said to you this before, Adam, seeing someone like yourself, who is obviously clearly a fit boy, have these sorts of things and present to you is one thing, but actually people like myself who are perhaps less fit, shall we say, even now, and obviously Simon, and hearing his stories, obviously Graham was quite motivational for me through the program as well, because he was that bit further ahead of me, but the proof's in the pudding, and there's plenty of examples to see actually people with the results, and that gives you the confidence in actually, I suppose, from outset, when you first made the decision to join the program, I'm doing that based on our chat and my confidence in you from our brief meeting. But ultimately, there's enough examples there of people who have gone through the program that actually you can see the results of that. And that's what the previous conversation with Simon, and that's what that gave me. It gave me that extra boost, as well as the trust in you that I placed. But ultimately, some people have been through that was exactly the way forward. So seeing Graham maintain that, Simon's obviously maintained that from his previous messages that he's put online and shared as well. And obviously there are other examples. Michael, who's still in the program, he's doing great guns and whatever during his time as well. So there's lots on there to see. I think Steve recently put on there that is the lowest weight he's ever been.
Exactly, right. And Steve, and the thing as well with Steve, he hasn't told you, but he's been like out of the country for most of the program on business.
Yeah.
So, he's very humble in the fact that he's like, I'm the lowest of weight, but he should be like going, I'm the lowest I've ever been, and I'm still traveling with business.
Yeah. Absolutely.
But that's the thing. And look, like you mentioned something just then about it's all right for you because, like, for me, like I'm fitter, I'm in shape, blah blah blah. He goes, I totally get it. But I also I do understand from you. It's like, for someone as well that could have been trying to lose weight for such a long time, but not being able to do it, then when you're sat in front of someone who, like you said, who is in shape, it's like it's going to be quite hard to be like, well, why, like, what's different about this? What's different to this than me just going back to Slimming World or me going to get a personal trainer?
Yeah, absolutely. I think, you know, I would never consider a personal trainer. I personally, I think I've only been in the gym a few times in my life, and I don't react well to people barking at me and whatever. So,
and also, you never went to the gym in this program, did you?
No, I didn't. No, and
No.
that wasn't. I'm just not built for gyms or have any interest in
which is cool.
that environment. Absolutely. So, you know, I think that's the thing we spoke about during our kind of initial conversation was ultimately, yes, it's 3 lots a week when you get to it in the program. But actually, there's enough on your app to tell you what those exercises can be. If you want to do it from home, personally, I went back to, I say running. We'll start off with, we kind of run, walk, jogging type scenario, and then build up from there. So it's within your gift as to, or my gift in that scenario as to how I wanted to play that. Gyms aren't for me. Slimming World ultimately this time around wasn't for me either. Because I tried that a few times before we contacted you, and actually this was the program because ultimately I'm in control of it. You just give me the guidance and the tools as to what to do. You don't tell me what to eat, so I can shape them around the food I do like, although I don't, but I can shape that around what I do like. So you're not telling me that. You're not telling me what exercises I have to do. So again, I can pick and choose what I like. So if I just wanted to go for a bike ride, you can do that kind of thing, or just find whatever works for me. You just gave you the steer and the indication as to the generic sort of tools that you can do. So I always remember it frustrated the heck out of me at the very beginning when I asked for some different lunch ideas. You know, I'm going with it. I asked for some different lunch ideas, and then you do what everybody does that annoys me. You just flip the question back. Well, what do you think you should do? But actually, it's right, because ultimately, if you simply me kind of what I need to do, then again, when you come out of that program, you're more likely to be one of the 95% because you haven't got that hand holding forever and a day. So tough love, I think it was called, Adam.
But if I remember right, haven't you flipped it on someone else as well?
Yeah.
You flipped that question on one of the other guys in there, didn't you? Like they asked the question, what do you think you should? Yeah, I see it. Right.
Yeah,
but that's the thing, right? But that's good. Like it's giving you the confidence to not only understand it for you, but then you can then explain it to someone else.
Yeah, and that's the one thing, kind of the difference, again, a big difference between Slimming World and this program was, so Slimming World told me effectively what are the free foods that you can eat as much as you like of and whatever. But actually, when you kind of dig into that sort of stuff, what I've learned through this program is the benefit of the different food groups and the importance of the different food groups. Nothing is portrayed as bad, whereas obviously Slimming World you have good and bad kind of stuff. Whereas actually, ultimately, I could have eaten whatever I wanted to in the program. You just need to kind of make it fit into the rest of your day, and that's a much better place to be. No, that's wrong. Not necessarily the rest of the day, but rest of that week or however long. Yeah. So ultimately, if you want to go out for a slap up meal and have kind of 10 pints or whatever, you can do that. You then just need to balance it out for the previous week, the next week, and whatever. And that's kind of stuff that I didn't learn during the Slimming World and that sort of program.
Yeah, nice. So let's just end it. Like, it's just one last question. What's been the best bit? Like over the last 12 weeks, what has been the best bit for you?
Best bit. There's probably a couple. So getting on the scales on the Friday and the Monday, obviously that kind of motivated me throughout the whole week. So and I'll continue to do that and understand the benefit of twice a week. So that's one. Bizarrely, the cold showers. I'm enjoying those. I know. I give you programs away.
Don't tell people about cold showers.
I was a bit skeptical first of all.
But they're good though, right?
Yeah. To the point actually where so obviously you shower in the morning and then I go out for a run in the evening, typically after work. Actually, I'm not having a warm shower then, although the program allows it. But actually, the shower's not gone on the warm, and I do enjoy those. So I never thought I would do that, but and obviously living next to the sea and that sort of stuff, it makes it easier when you go into the sea this time of the year because you're used to that cold bit. So those two have been good, but ultimately it's just seeing the end result of £29 in those 12 weeks. And knowing actually that I've got the confidence and the belief and importantly the ability just to keep going to get down to the level that I want to be comfortable at. So basically got £9 to go, and which I should on kind of those sorts of numbers get there for 3 or 4 weeks time. Is where I'm hoping to get to the number just to balance it out, and that I wouldn't have thought that in July when we looked at it.
No, awesome. So what's next then? What is next for Marc? Like in terms of like, because you're going to be losing weight, getting fitter. Like you've got a hell of a lot fitter already. What's what big plans have you got in life next? They're going to be coming up.
Nothing too much planned. So obviously I want to kind of maintain still get fitter. So it's little things again. So I'm back doing park run. I kind of want to get, so my last one was 32 minutes 29 seconds. I know the detail, but I do want to kind of get back to close to a 30-minute piece, which is where I used to be, and underneath that. So it's little small steps like that I think is the important piece, but ultimately it's just happiness is all I ask for in life, and obviously kind of with the kids and the grandson and obviously the partner and whatever that comes with it, but ultimately it's I'm not going to have the fear of walking up a hill and being out of breath and that sort of stuff.
That's it, and that's the thing, right? Being a young granddad, you know, just think like in a couple of years when he's older and he's like wanting to play football or rugby outside, you're going to have the energy to be able to do that. And just think about him, right? Having the memories of his granddad doing all of that with him.
Yeah, absolutely.
And not, you know, like a lot of people who have like granddads and like they're just sat in the corner just drinking and smoking. You know, like this is, you know, like this is going to be awesome. So
yeah,
Marc, like well done. Like what?
Thank you.
You really just embraced everything that we asked you to.
Absolutely.
And you know, you made some great changes, massive changes, like in you.
Yeah.
Like you should be really, really proud of what you've achieved.
Absolutely, I am. Obviously, I've said to you privately beforehand, but I needed yourself to do that. So I can't thank you enough for kind of the tools, and obviously Kerrie as well, and importantly the rest of the group as well. I think they're all provided a great deal of support to me during that program, and I wouldn't have achieved the result. I'd probably still be gaining the weight if we hadn't had that conversation. So I can't thank you enough for kind of where I am today.
Nice one. Cheers, Marc. So guys, look, I know I shared it earlier, but if any of you are interested in finding out more about our 12-week program, which Marc, you know, that he did and he absolutely smashed out the park, then please just send myself or Kerrie a message, or even if you're not connected with us and you're connected with Marc, send Marc a message and then he'll be able to, you know, pass you onto us. Please and we can just have a chat. But at the end of the day, it's just a chat, see where you're at, see what's going on, and we can point you in the right direction. So Marc, thank you for coming on. Like really do appreciate it. Thank you for taking the time out today and sharing, you know, because it is a bit personal, isn't it? Like sharing your weight loss and all of that. You know, sharing, being vulnerable about it, which is great. You know, really do appreciate it. But also, if this isn't just inspires one person, like that is, at the end of the day, that is all we want. You know, we just want to be making the world, I know it sounds really cheesy, but a healthier and happier place. So if you can take anything from Marc and it's going to help you, then like we've done our job, Marc, and that is the main thing.
Indeed. Cool. Absolutely.
And also, your video is going to be ready this evening, so I'm going to be sending that over to you, Marc. So
okay. That'll be
keep an eye out for that. No, honestly, he looks really, really good. Like your progress over the week has been amazing. So be looking forward to sharing that with you. But anyway, have a great one, everyone. Have a great weekend, and I'll speak to you all soon. And thank you, Marc, for taking the time out of your day today to come on.
No worries. Thanks, Adam. Cheers.